laughter in the dark. There's something unsettling about a smile that doesn't belong. Not every smile is born of joy, my friend. Some smiles are masks. Masks that don't always hide faces. Sometimes they hide something far worse. I knew a man once who learned that lesson the hard way. His name was Dario, and he believed fear was something he could control. A switch you could flip on and off. But the thing about fear is, it's got hands, and when those hands get a hold of you, they don't let go. Dario worked as a night security guard at an old amusement park called Happy World, but there wasn't much happiness left in that place. During the day, it was filled with the sound of children's laughter, the smell of cotton candy, and the jingle of carousel music. But at night, at night, the place changed. The air turned cold, even in the summer. The lights along the walkways flickered like dying candles. The swings creaked back and forth on their own, like unseen hands were pushing them. The carousel horses, once bright and joyful, now looked like they were frozen in mid-scream. For the first few nights, Dario didn't mind. It's just a job, he'd tell himself as he made his rounds. Flashlight in hand, radio on his belt, he walked his route from the bumper cars to the Ferris wheel, past the carousel, and down toward the Tunnel of Terror. The Tunnel of Terror was one of those old-school attractions where people ride little boats through a dark, winding tunnel filled with jump scares, fake skeletons, plastic spiders, and rubber bats that dangled from the ceiling. Cheesy stuff, really. During the day, it was laughable. But at night, that tunnel was a black maw of silence and shadow. On his third night, something changed. He was passing the entrance to the tunnel when he heard it. Laughter. It wasn't the pre-recorded laugh track that played during the ride. No, this was something else. It was faint but distinct, like someone was giggling just beyond the entrance. Dario stopped. His breath puffed in the cold night air. He shone his flashlight at the tunnel doors. They were shut tight, locked with a heavy chain that he himself had secured hours earlier. No one could be in there. But the laughter didn't stop. "Probably just rats," he muttered, his breath misting in front of him. He turned away. The moment he did, the laughter stopped. Not slowly, not like someone walking away. It stopped like a TV being turned off. Silence. On the fifth night, it happened again, but this time it was worse. As he walked past the Tunnel of Terror, he heard something more than laughter. He heard a voice, a low, scratchy voice that echoed from inside the tunnel. "Hey, Dario, wanna play?" He froze. His heart leapt to his throat. How did they know his name? His flashlight beams swept over the entrance, tracing every inch of the chained doors. No sign of anyone. No sign of anything. That night, he skipped the tunnel entirely. He walked his route in a wide circle around it, sticking closer to the bumper cars and Ferris wheel. It wasn't worth it. It wasn't worth whatever was in there. But as he stood by the Ferris wheel, his radio crackled to life. "Hey, Dario, you forgot to say hello." He spun around, nearly dropping the flashlight. His eyes scanned the dark, his breath coming in short, sharp bursts. "Who's on the radio? Who is this?" "This isn't funny," he yelled into the receiver. The only response was static. Then the laughter came again, not from the radio, from right behind him. He whipped around so fast his flashlight beam flickered. Nothing, just the popcorn cart, old and dusty, parked on the side of the walkway. But something was wrong. The glass window on the cart was fogged up, like someone had breathed on it from the inside. His heart pounded. Slowly he stepped forward, eyes locked on that fogged-up window. His breath came shallow and fast. As he got closer, he saw something written in the fog. A word. Smile. He stumbled backward, eyes darting in every direction. His flashlight shook in his hand. He didn't feel the cold anymore, just the cold fear that had gripped him like a clawed hand. The street lamp overhead flickered 3 times, and then it went out. Darkness, silence, then footsteps, crunch, crunch, crunch. Slow, deliberate footsteps on the gravel behind him, not rushing, not sneaking, the kind of walk that says, "I'm coming for you, and you can't stop it." He spun around, flashlight beams slicing through the dark. Nothing. But the footsteps didn't stop. "I'm done! I'm leaving! You hear me? I'm not staying here!" He bolted for the main gate, breathing hard, heart racing. The chain that he'd left loose on the gate. It was tight now, locked, sealed shut from the outside. That's when he saw it. In the center of the park, by the carousel, stood a clown. Purple and yellow striped suit, huge red shoes, wild blue hair, and that smile. God, that smile was too big, too wide. Skin shouldn't stretch like that. But the worst part? The eyes. Small, sharp, beady eyes. They locked on him, and he knew that thing was hungry. "You're late, Dario." The voice didn't come from the clown's mouth. It came from everywhere. From the speakers, from the Ferris wheel, from the ground beneath his feet. Dario ran. Of course he ran, straight to the Hall of Mirrors, thinking he could hide. But hiding there was a mistake. Every mirror showed him something he didn't want to see. The clown. At first it was far away, then it was closer. Every mirror, every reflection, it came closer and closer. But behind him, nothing, no clown, only in the mirrors. He spun in place, eyes darting, breath frantic. Crack! A mirror behind him shattered. Out of the jagged glass, a white-gloved hand reached out, tapping its fingers on the cold tile. More cracks, more mirrors. The sound of glass snapping echoed all around him. His head whipped left, right, left again. Too many hands, too many. He didn't run, not this time. He bolted for the door, ignoring the sounds of footsteps and breaking glass chasing after him. He made it to the exit and turned one last time. They were coming out. 1, 2, 3, 6 of them. Clowns with the same face, the same smile, crawling out of the mirrors like spiders. "We watch now, Dario. You rest." He didn't have time to scream. The lights flickered off, and the park went silent. The next day, they found his flashlight on the ground. The radio was still crackling with static. Dario was gone. Not a trace of him. But on the side of the old popcorn cart, written in bright red paint, was one last message. Smile. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't trust clowns anymore. Not since that stormy night when I passed by an old amusement park. I swear I saw one standing by the gate, just standing there, head tilted, watching me. He didn't move, but I know he saw me. Tell me, friend, would you have looked away, or would you have smiled back?